All right, up next, success blunders. Sean in Atlanta is about to get married, but his business is going south because he's made some bad choices. Okay, should he put the rest of his savings in trying to fix the business or take care of his very nervous bride-to-be? When we come back, we're going to jump in. I'm going to be really candid with you. This may not be politically correct. Success blunders. We all make them. The question is, how do you recover from them? Sean in Atlanta, you believe the promises of an offshore R&D team. Now you got a pickle. What's up, Sean?
Thanks, Donnie. Thanks to the Power Council for your advice and wisdom. I reinvented myself once to become an entrepreneur. Now I think I need to reinvent myself again. I came up with there has to be a better way idea. I went out and hired an offshore R&D team to develop the product, and to make a very long story short, I put a lot of time and a lot of money into it, and it's just not the right solution. It's a 25-pound sledgehammer for a 10-penny nail. The good news is I asked my girlfriend to marry me, and we are moving forward with the wedding, but now I'm at a point with the business that I have to make a decision. Do I put all of my savings in and make a second push, or do I shelve it? How do I handle the fact that I was not successful with the first version of this product? And
Sean, I know the big personal issue is your fiance. What's your fiance's name?
Mandy.
Mandy. When do you guys get married, by the way?
In May.
All right, congratulations. Mandy is kind of also putting some pressure on. She's worried. You got somebody else to think about now. It's not just the one guy decision. What is she saying at this point?
She is supportive of the idea. As a matter of fact, she's the inspiration for the product. But her concern is that we're throwing good money after bad, and doesn't want to see us wind up another year down the road without anything coming out of it.
Okay,
so it's
Power Council, two questions here, obviously. Does he throw good money? Is it after bad money? And at the same time, how does he bring his fiancée in to make sure she's part of the program here? Because obviously there's a lot on the line there.
Well, it's a two-step process, Sean. I think what you need to do first is, I don't want you, we've heard about bridezillas. I don't want you to be the Mr. Doom groom. So I want you to forget about Mandy for a minute. And I'm not saying it in the way that you're thinking. I want you to just forget about her, and I want you to think, what is it that you want to do? Do you want to throw more money into this thing? And if the answer is yes, then what you do is you come up with a very clear plan where you say to Mandy, look, honey, I want to put in this amount of money. I'm going to do it for this amount of time. And are you in or are you out? You get to choose. But this is what I would do if you say yes.
Okay.
And, you know, Sean, just for those that do technical R&D offshore, one key tip I can give you is you've got to get a local CTO, somebody who can manage them technically, that you can get your arms around. You can't just offshore the whole technical aspect of it. I know you're an MBA, which means you probably don't have a whole lot of technical experience yourself. You got to get somebody you can put your arms around and let them manage the R&D team.
Just like Darren's saying, Sean, I have pretty significant offshore development going on right now for our brokerage firm. And it's crazy, and I'm happy that I haven't had to go over to Mumbai and Bangalore as many times as our R&D staff have. So he's exactly right. You've got to get somebody who's going to be the quarterback for the product. If that's you, then you have to understand, and Mandy has to understand, that you're going to be traveling a lot if you're going to have to do that. Offshore isn't quite everything that it's cracked up to be, but it is cheaper, but it requires hands-on, and that's what you got to do.
Right, and I didn't have the expertise to manage that correctly, and luckily I have someone here in Atlanta that's now doing that for me, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm dollars and time in without a product to be able to sell.
Yeah, but it's the impending wedding and Mandy's fears that are putting the most pressure on you right now, so you got to handle that.
And along those lines also, Sean, and I'm going to be really candid with you. This may not be politically correct, but you have to, and Mel touched on this, you have to do what you love. And that doesn't mean you're ignoring your fiancée. It doesn't mean you're not taking her feelings in. You won't be happy in the marriage if you feel you haven't gone after what you want and sacrificed that for a marriage. They shouldn't be either-or situations. So I think Mel's advice, sit down with her, bring her into the fold. But at the end of the day, if your compass is telling you to go forward, you got to go forward and say, honey, I need you in it with me.
And I think she will be on board 100%. It's just still, it's a big gut call.
I hear you. Follow your gut, man, all right?
Thank you.
All right, up next,
Thanks,
Success Emergency. Kelly and Kenrick from California came up with an idea to save marriages, speaking of marriage, but it's costing them their financial futures, even putting pressure on the marriage. They need some help when we come back.